You guys, ABA Made Easy's mentorship check-in. If you are an RBT and you know that you want to become a BCBA one day, I'm on a lot of Facebook groups, and somebody just shared that she's an RBT, wants to consider. And I looked and see what questions she's asked, and she's asked about a program, and she's serious. She reminds me of me. So she asked about the supervision hours because she has part-time work. She's not sure if it's even worth going for a certificate. And so I let her know. I told her, you have 5 years. Let me tell you all right now. If you're considering becoming a BCBA, you need to listen up. If you're a parent that has a child that's receiving ABA services, I'm seeing a lot of parents going into ABA, getting their master's in ABA, becoming BCBAs. And I encourage that for everyone. If you are a parent and you're considering making a move, and you don't even have to have a child with special needs. If you're a parent in general, if you're at the position where you're thinking and considering about going the school route and like to get a degree in something, get it in applied behavioral analysis. It's a branch of psychology, okay? You become a licensed practitioner, and then guess what? You could work for yourself. You become an independent contractor because you're applying a science and you're just generalizing it to the certain situations that you're at now, your baseline. That's how you individualize it for your learner. It's you use evidence-based approach, and then you use it for your learner. And your learner could be a student. Your learner could be a residential person. It could be anywhere, a teacher. You need to understand too, in ABA, when we create BIPs, behavioral intervention plans, it's to change your behavior, aka the people that is in the environment catering to this, the teacher. If you work with this person and you have a BIP, and if you know that they have a BIP, because everyone, does he has a BIP? Yeah, you need to read the BIP. Because if you read the BIP, then you will know how to navigate that behavior. You will know how to read precursor behaviors because I wrote it down for you. If he does this, if he does that, if it looks like this, I'm modeling it. I'm telling you what it looks like. I'm telling you how long it is. I'm telling you how to rearrange the environment to prime him for transitions and to give him warnings and to also shape his behaviors of tolerating having to wait while he's raising his hand, that he can't be called all the time and he can handle at least 2 people before she calls him. That flexibility type of thing, because that is a big issue. Do you see what I'm saying? The BIPs are not for the kid. The BIPs are for the adults that are helping navigate that kid through his day to be successful. Hello? So, yeah, read the BIP. If it doesn't make sense, you better talk to your BCBA, because that BCBA did a terrible job not writing it in layman's terms. Explaining it, modeling it, letting them know, like, oh, this is what it looks like, and practicing it with them on session if you can, so that they can feel comfortable and understand, oh my God, they felt the momentum of using a token board during this session. I've gotten that, like, oh my God, I can't believe how much, like, you could literally feel his energy release after I give him the token. It was incredible. Yeah, I know, isn't it? To be able to relieve him, because you can see he's working hard, and, you know, like, he's so motivated to get through it, and then you acknowledge him for being patient and being flexible and knowing when to say he needs a break. Absolutely, you need a break. You give him a star for him telling you get a break. Like, absolutely, because he's already paired stars with earning things. And it's like, look, you don't even have to earn that, because when you use a token board, you're supposed to put the token on correct responses, or if you're shaping, then you're going to use it on those responses. And that's how shaping happens. When they complete a task without you having to reinforce it, it's the next step. Oh my God, look, I didn't even have to teach you that. You did it yourself. I'm so proud of you. Absolutely. Like, you deserve a star for that. Like, that was low. Like, you did it yourself. Like, oh my God, do it again next time and you're going to get another star, and you don't even have to earn that star because you're doing it. Like, I'm complimenting you performing that task all by yourself. ABA is not controlling. We're encouraging and we're motivating them. We're teaching them to believe in themselves. That is what ABA is. We're reinforcing, we're encouraging them. Yay, we're cheering for them. We're their cheerleaders through every single step of the day that they accomplish on their own, because we're trying to shape them to be independent so that they don't need our support. And that's what shaping is. So it's like, and when they reach a part where we could actually fade ourselves out completely, it's a beautiful thing. That's why early intervention is key, because they got to practice early on and navigate it and generalize it in their environment, washing hands, He knows how to wash his hands at home, at school, at grandma's, in public, at the mall, and in the carnivals. It's carnival fair season here. And when you go to the animal petting zoo, that sink is not like a normal sink that they're exposed to, but they're able to generalize the concept of a sink, and they could read the room and see like, oh, look, water comes out, there's soap. Okay. They're forming these generalizations in their natural environment, and that's what's causing them to be able to maintain that skill that they were taught in session outside in the natural environment, aka in the real world, aka at that carnival with a pump sink that you never see in the holes. You only have this much space to put your hands in. It's like a sink in an airplane. If you've never washed your hands in a sink in an airplane, then you're not going to understand this point of view. But it's just like that. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, you hear my daughter. I feel so bad. When she's sick, we let her sleep in the bed. That's the only time when she's sick, because we need to be there immediately. If she needs help, then we have to intervene. I can't let there be a long response time between me getting up, going to her, picking her up, trying to say like, no, immediately I hear something, I can reinforce it. And let's talk about reinforcement and punishment, because what could be reinforcement for you could be someone else's punishment. Okay? AKA, you could be motivated for something and I could be less motivated. Like, I'm not motivated to go to the gym. This guy, he's motivated to go to the gym. So it's like, yeah, I wouldn't want to be reinforced with gym time because I don't care for it. I don't want it. I'm actually running away from it. So it's like, depending on who you're running with, that's why everything has to be individualized. And that's why there's going to be times where you see something and you're going to be like, what the heck? That doesn't even make sense. Why would he be like excited to work for that? Because that's his thing. Maybe he really enjoys stimming off of a vibrating thing. That is something that he can work for. That's motivating for him to actually get through his school day, which is he's required to get education. So that's another thing too. You guys need to stop thinking that these kids are not capable of anything and expecting less of them. You should hold them to the typical standard with their adjustments and their accommodations and their modifications to get through their day. That's why we have those. So stop expecting less of them and expect the highest version of themselves, as you should always be, just like you expect that with the typical kid. So stop thinking less of them and what they're capable of. Okay? This whole world is like, when you come in from a behavioral perspective, it's just like it's just a whole circle. It's like, you guys want this, but then you guys want that, but it's actually the same thing, but just different perspectives. Like I just explained that point. It's like everyone has a different perspective, and you guys might be having the same perspective, but just the opposite, because there's always a scale, right? Hot to cold. There's that, and then you get to a point where it's like, oh, this is too hot, or this water is too cold for me to that's how you got to see life and environments and arguments and stuff like that hot and cold, like what you're going to tolerate and allow, what you're not going to accept. And like, no, that's not motivating. And consider motivation and why they want to avoid or escape something, like how aversive something could be, like uncomfortable or like vulnerable or scared or dangerous or overstimulated, that type of heightened sense. Yes, you need to consider, because everyone's on their own spectrum, and it's like what's loud to you might not be loud for me. Like the volume sound, especially when I'm eating cereal, the volume needs to be high, because all I could hear is my crunching. I can't hear nothing. So like he'd be like, oh, it's too loud. It's like, I can't hear because I'm eating. That's how loud it is in my ears when I'm crunching cereal. You see what I mean? You need to understand other people's perspective in the same environment that you are in, and not just think of yourself. You need to think of how that baby feels like coming from that perspective, what's behind you, because you should always be seeing your view is always reciprocated by someone else. So just how I could see my window, the TV, my peripheral vision, all that, that's my lens out. You need to understand you're also in someone's lens. So you need to be so self-aware of how you come off, how your approach is, how you're coming off to somebody, how you would perceive that way of how you're coming off if someone was doing it to you. Because then you're going to check yourself. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's why when you have an ABA mindset, nothing can bother you, because you know whether you're going to reinforce something or whether you're going to put on extinction. And then when you come to this peace of mind where it's like, yeah, this person needs a learning opportunity, or this person needs a perspective check, or this person can hear this knowledge and guidance and support to help them navigate their future. And like, let me teach you a shortcut, or let me give you another perspective so that you can move differently, and only you know how you move. So let me share this information with you, and then you do whatever you need to do with it. Like, spread it down the line. As long as I'm sharing information with you, please share that with someone else, and just do what you got to do with it.